3 o'clock on a Friday. And, there are times clarity happens. Epiphanies take place. So in 2 weeks, we're going to be on the air. And the Lions are going to have made their franchise-altering selection at 2. And I had a conversation last night with somebody Rico. And we will rhyme his name in a tradition of this show. It would be Bat Larry, host of Locked On Lions. The podcast where the host actually doesn't cut coma-inducing promos. So
I was thinking it was Dealer Dimp.
No. No, but I talked to 2 people last night. I'm only going to tell you one of them. One of them was Matt. And it was just a fun conversation. And it really was an epiphany. Travon Walker is going to be a Detroit Lion. You know why? Tell you why.
Because of all those great numbers you gave us yesterday?
No, that's exactly why. Yes, because we don't want him. Because he didn't have any production in college. Because the Lions are afraid of their own shadow and don't have the gumption to take Kayvon Thibodeau, quote, not a culture fit, right? Isn't that what they're going to tell you?
But what's your culture?
They don't have one. That's the folly.
They actually do. It's called losing.
Well done. The point that was made is that in the bizarro world, Seinfeld reference, in the bizarro world, what doesn't make sense becomes reality. The Lions, being the smartest guy in the room, is the bizarre reality. They usually don't do the simplest, easiest thing. The thing that would happen in general is that if Aiden goes number 1, you would take Kayvon or you would find something sensible. But what are they going to do? Brad Holmes is obsessed with Walker. The size, the profile. I've identified a ton of good linemen in L.A. We're going to unlock all that potential. We'll teach him. And he's a good kid. See, the good kid part is what I don't care about. Short of being a serial killer, I'll draft you. And even then, if I know where the bodies are, but the authorities don't, I still might draft you.
Yeah.
The point is, my team made the same mistake last year. The Giants were, quote, afraid of Micah Parsons. There were concerns. Cool. You know what your concern is now, John Mara? You spineless putz. Now your concern is facing Micah Parsons twice a year for the next decade as a heat-seeking missile with the Cowboys. I digress. The Lions are afraid of Thibodeau. He is more than just a meathead.
He's smart.
He is a young man with interests outside of football.
Plays
he
chess,
does want to
yes.
build a brand,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Right? Well, here, what do we
You
have?
can't have a player smarter than the coach.
Oh, we got coaches wearing racing helmets and biting kneecaps and talking
Can I
about
walk
talk.
around with a lion? I'm riding a lion. Is that
Right.
possible?
What are the Lions? The Lions are locked on safe. That should be the new pod. Locked on safety. So here's my point to you. I think they're taking Travon Walker. You can put that up on our big board that we don't have, but it's actually a dry erase marker on glass. You can put it up. Doesn't need to happen right now.
Okay.
The Lions are going to select Travon Walker at 2 if he's there. That's the only caveat. Because who knows what Trent Baalke's going to do. Maybe he'll be on some magical mushrooms and take him number 1. The point is, it's Travon Walker. They don't have the guts to take Thibodeau. They're not going to negotiate some amazing trade down. So who are they going to take? They're going to take the guy that I don't think people here necessarily want with a 10% win rate on pass rush downs, who's the 3rd best run defender of the big 3 D linemen, and who is the late hype riser. When have they done that before? Wait for it. I'll give you the answer. Ziggy Ansah.
But that one actually worked out for him.
Did it? Did
Ziggy-
they sign him to a second contract?
No, but Ziggy got injured.
Okay. The point is they had to teach him how to play football.
That is
At
true.
number 2 in the draft, I am not in the business of taking people who didn't produce, and I have to teach them how to play. At number 2, I want Nick Bosa. At number 2, I want Myles Garrett. At number 2, I want Chase Young. At number 2, I want Von Miller. I am not in the business of teaching you how to drive.
Understand, but realize people see Kayvon Thibodeau. He's too smart.
Locked
he's a
on
threat.
safety.
He's a threat. He could just walk away from this game if he makes too much money. And you want dumb football players. I hate to say it. And Thibodeau realizes I'm a business. You saw that at the combine. Here's what I did. You saw enough. You want more? You draft me.
And do you think I think the Lions fan base, a majority could be sold Travon Walker.
Yes.
Because here's what'll happen. It's like you want to do the Matt Foley, the air quotes. He's a good young man. Like they'll sell it. He's good. He loves ball.
You're overthinking
He's all
this.
ball.
Mike, the Lions can sell you this pin as they draft it and say, well, if Holmes wanted that pin, he's going to be good. Just go ahead and put that pin in the lineup. Because no matter what the Lions do, they could draft a bag of popcorn and people will fawn all over it and get
let's
pea
go
corn on the back of the jersey.
Let's go a little deeper than that. And I want to throw the number out.
It doesn't, but the thing is, it's not that deep.
But it is.
The Lions will just tell you it's who we wanted.
No.
And the fan base will put the engine on their head and say, yeah.
Turn his microphone off. And I'm not saying that out of spite. He's ruining the topic.
Sorry.
Turn him off. Take his batteries out. Work with me. Sorry. Go, just make it deeper because it's where the topic takes off.
Okay.
They're going to spin this. That at number 2, they're taking a guy who didn't do anything in college on the greatest defense in the history of college football since maybe the year 2000. He didn't do nothing. Everybody knows you got to teach him how to play. They're going to sell you that they are the franchise to be the ones to unlock Travon Walker's greatness. Mind you, the worst franchise in the history of the league. That's what people are willing to buy. And they'll do it by selling you. This is where we go a little deeper. Okay. They do it by selling you, he ain't like the other guy. He's all about his business. He eats football, sleeps with a football.
And he also played on that top Georgia defense.
Right. No NFTs up in here. And that's the folly of it all. Because at number 2 in the draft, none of the things they're going to sell this fan base on are applicable. You know what you sell your fan base at number 2? We just drafted a guy with plums. We drafted a guy who kills people. We just drafted a Donald Driver type guy.
Uh-oh.
You don't need to sell what you take it to. You're taking a jackhammer. And for that reason, after the conversation with the host of the Locked On Safety podcast,
no, you're right. No,
Mr. Matt Terry,
Washington didn't have to sell you on Chase Young.
What did you sell him on? It wasn't his hair. It wasn't how much he loved the game. It wasn't how hard he works. You know what they did? Oh, hey, here's the tape. Boop.
Right.
Quarterback, dead.
Niners. We traded down, got extra pick. Here's Nick Bosa. If you have to, you're right. If you have to sell people on something,
see? And you know this in your life, going deeper is always a good idea. And I'm just trying to help you.
It is.
I'm just trying to help you. And this is why. Don't sell yourself short.
Well, it's not me. It's this organization.
248
they break you.
539-9797.